All right, guys, I'm so excited to be here today. Dana and I are going to talk about a topic that seems to be pretty popular today in a lot of health and fitness magazines, and that is intermittent fasting. So we are definitely not ones to do anything faddish or dietish. We've never been ones to diet. Luckily for us, growing up, we've really lived balanced diets. I definitely can say, though, that I did get into the sugar or the fat-free phase in the 90s. That definitely was part of my college eating regimen, and that's a whole nother story for another day. But wanted to bring Dana on today to talk a little bit about the science about intermittent fasting and her thoughts on it, and then also talk about my personal experience. So Dana, what you got?
So intermittent fasting has been kind of hot topic in the clinical research realm. Like over time, they've had lots of research and now they're kind of doing a review of everything and talking more about it. And a lot of what they found is that it's really linked to better BMI and weight loss versus like a calorie controlled diet, which I think I've never counted calories, you've never counted calories, and I always encourage my customers and clients and members to also just get the ingredients. But with intermittent fasting, you're really you're eating less in general because you're kind of linked to just a certain amount of time to eat. But you're also like able to not be restrictive, if that makes sense, which I think you can attest to.
Right. So, in your opinion, I know I have my own opinion, is intermittent fasting something that somebody should do if like they're just getting started on their health journey, or do you feel like there's another kind of way to get started if they made the commitment to really invest in their health?
I mean, I guess the first thing that I would say is to like kind of get under wraps your actual foods that you're eating to get into like more of a healthy route with your food. So making sure it's more health foods, more plant-based. But then intermittent fasting is pretty easy if you think about it, and your body adapts very quickly, and it really encourages your body to go into a state of less inflammation, and that's been proven. So if you're prone to inflammation or inflammatory just processes, right? You can definitely scale that back. And the reason that it works with decreasing inflammation in your body is because you are fasting for a 16-hour window, 16 to 18-hour window for the most part. And what happens when you're fasting, your energy is no longer going to your system to digest your food. It's then going into the phase to repair cells and to help repair things that have that inflammation, to decrease it and to really help you just into a more efficient state in your body.
Awesome. So how does that work with fat loss? I know, like, because obviously you're going to be burning more fat versus kind of getting through calories. So how does that work?
So when you eat and you're constantly eating, let's say carbs are very easily broken down. So when you break down your carbs, you use them for energy. But if you're not an active person, and if you're eating late at night carbs and then going to bed, you're not utilizing those calories from carbohydrates, they actually get stored as fat. And like that's been proven. If your body doesn't know what else to do with it. So it's not just going to sit there waiting for you to use it. It's going to store it as fat, unfortunately. And then it's hard to burn that fat because if you're constantly eating, working out, like let's say you eat before you work out, you're going to burn what you just ate versus burning your fat stores to use that as energy.
Cool. And it's interesting. So probably about maybe 18 months ago, I did a DNA test. It was more like a lifestyle DNA test. And in there, it basically indicated that for my DNA type, I am slow to burn fat through exercise and also through diet. And it's kind of interesting because I've always kind of been steady, but I can tell like my BMI has always changed, but my weight maybe fluctuated maybe 4 to 6 pounds over the last, like, I don't know, 20 years or so. So, but what I found, so I actually have been doing intermittent fasting. I usually eat from 10:30 to 6:30 or 11 to 7, something in those range. And I have found that I've really leaned up. So I'm getting a lot more compliments like, gosh, your arms look ripped. Your back looks great. Look at those abs, So I really feel like all that was still there. But I also was battling a tremendous amount of inflammation. And that's another thing that my DNA test showed me, is that I'm very prone to being inflammatory, like inflamed. So many foods that I figured out through the 7-day cleanse over the years have they're the cause of my inflammation. So even though I'm not necessarily fat, it was inflamed, you get puffy, you know, you should look more ripped than you are. So all those factors really did play in. And with intermittent fasting, I really feel like I've seen the effects of just my work too. So I work out, eat well. So I think a lot of us kind of, especially in our 40s and 50s, get kind of stuck as well. And it's like, we're already doing all the things. So I feel like this is kind of like leveling up, like next leveling, once you kind of have your food in check, that this is something that you can maybe take a closer look at. So would you agree with that too?
I would. I would say for somebody just starting out, you could even do it maybe like, I know some people that do it maybe 3 days of the 7 just to start out. Or, I mean, if you want to go all in, obviously you're going to have the most benefit if you do it for 7 days all the time. It's like your body adapts to it. Like, I feel like you said before that you don't feel like you get hungry, right? I mean, and you can drink water and coffee without like sugar or cream to help, you know, the caffeine to kind of get your mind going in the morning. So, but really the rule of thumb is to pick an 8-hour window to eat and then have 16 hours off. So it does work out great to do just like, you know, starting at like after breakfast until dinner time. So then you can enjoy those lunchtime and dinner time with your family. I think that works out well.
Yeah, 100%. I must say real quick that before or after I work out, because I work out so early in the morning, that to kind of tide me over between my workout and my first meal where I break my fast. For me personally, I am doing a fat fuel type tea or coffee. So that's going to have MCT oil in it. So that is one thing, that I do that may technically, in technical terms, break the fast, but then we've also read that fat doesn't break the fast, that it's more carbs. So it's
carbs
calories.
And protein
will
break the fast. Carbs and protein, but not fat, because your ketones, it's almost like when you're going to a ketogenic diet, you're trying to use ketones as fuel. And when you eat fat, it does not, your ketones stay level. Like they don't bottom out. So it's good. Perfect. Doesn't release any insulin, which is our whole goal. So.
Yes, not using insulin. Awesome. Well, good. Well, I hope this was great information for you guys taking our 30-day challenge. If you're looking to level up, once you get your food in check and get your healthy habits going on a daily basis, this is something to look into if you feel like it's something that might work well with your lifestyle. Did you need add anything else, Dana?
I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, just reach out. Let us know. We're always here for you.
Sounds good. Thanks, Beth.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Right. Bye.